Seattle, Washington is now the third most expensive city in the United States to buy a house. I recently just checked prices, and the average home is sold for over $700,000. In today's video, I'm going to be featuring a house in one of the most coveted and popular neighborhoods in Seattle. But the homeowners are doing something a little bit different. Paul and Caroline decided to build a 400 square foot backyard cottage and move into it while renting out their big house. And while this isn't as tiny as some of the other homes featured on this channel, I still think it's an important story to feature about a couple that's living alternatively and simply in one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the United States.
Make this house our tiny home.
Hi, my name is Caroline.
My name is Paul.
This is what I call the happy house.
Our cottage, it's a mother-in-law apartment above a garage, technically. It's about 400 square feet of living space. Originally, I was playing ping pong in the garage and there was not enough room, so I wanted a bigger space. We realized, oh, you could put something on top, so we ended up with the apartment on top.
I think people have expectations about why you would want to build something smaller, and I think the way I see it, Paul's a builder, and so, people would say, well, are you building, because you want to do Airbnb, or are you building so that you would have, a new place to live? And it's like, no, Paul just wants to build something, it's how he likes to spend his time.
The other house is 2-bedroom, 2-bath on 2 floors, and although we had stuff to fill it up, we weren't really using it. We moved over here what we needed and what we wanted, and left things over there, and we ended up renting out that house. It was a gradual thing. We stepped down in size. If we needed something, oh yeah, that's in the other house, I'll go take it and bring it over here.
It's almost as if you're required to think a little more intentionally about what comes in your house and what goes out. And I think for me that feels better, more engaged, and you have to think about your relationship to things, to money, to space, to other people.
It took us about 2 years to build. We built this house for a lot less than most people build a backyard cottage. So I built this entire thing for just over $70,000. I did a lot of reuse, which if you hired a contractor, they will never do, because all those things take time. I had time, and I'm a cheap bastard, so I wouldn't spend the money. That benefited us, and now by building a $70,000 house, our property value has gone up a couple $100,000.
The other thing is just how personal it is, which, is sort of a combination of the two of us, and, he was able to make all this stuff. To me, is just incredible. And so it's inspiring in that way, that we have something that's self-made. It was mostly his project, and whatever he wanted to do, I was pretty sure I'd be happy with. And so the decision making was relatively easy, I think.
It's kind of funny because I think it was mostly her project, but... This obviously is an external way up, and our railings are here. We put these together with parts and pieces. We had to fill in some spaces. So these are farm implements from a piece of property we have over in eastern Washington. There's a lot of little things that are ours we've kind of dragged in or brought in from someplace else. So this is our kitchen and dining room at the same time. Countertops are all paper stones, so they're recycled material. And actually, this came in one big sheet. I bought some decent wood for the face front, but all the cabinet itself under everything is just shipping pallets. We have some small little details, like these are baby spoons from Goodwill. All the drawers have spoons. All the cabinets have forks. That's actually our hot water heater. It's an on-demand electric hot water heater, so you can't hear it when it turns on. and it provides everything we need. The shower's just on the other side of that wall. Also, the entire house, and our other house as well, is all solar panel. This used to be a deep freezer, and I've rewired it so it's now our refrigerator, because getting under cabinet refrigerators is $3,000 or $4,000 when I can do this for $150.
And you didn't feel the need to have a full-size fridge?
That feeds 2 people. We don't need anything else.
Yeah.
We tend to shop relatively every other day or something, relatively short span in between trips, so that's plenty. My wife wanted a table, and she liked the live edge of that, so I went out and found a slab and made this table. This was my first experiment at creating something that's actually workable and livable, and it came out pretty well. But everything in this kitchen is kind of a one-off. It's like, we'll try that, see what happens. That's a spaghetti pot.
Yeah, and that's
a cheese grater.
Yeah.
They just seem to work. I needed something, and that came to my mind. We have a cork floor. Everything else, all the lights and sensors are automatic. So when we walk in, they turn on. When we leave, a minute later, they'll turn off. The best part about this house, in my opinion, actually, is the windows. I didn't realize this when it started. That was kind of a Caroline suggestion. She wanted more windows. Whenever I put a wall in, she put windows in it. But it turns out the sun rises behind me. That's facing east. And we get a very nice, gentle gold light that kind of fills this whole place. And as a result, it really does fill up the room. It's amazing how many people pick out details that are not really important for the house, like the windows. The little detail of that arrow has been commented on by every person who's come in here. The floor itself is actually brown paper bags. So I did it literally with Elmer's glue and some paper bags that were ripped up, and put them all down and smoothed out, and then just a quick water-based polyurethane on top. I put in the drawers here, you can see more spoons. But they're actually quite deep and do most of our storage, but I haven't put in the small ones. I'm still working on those. There's lots of little details that I'm gonna get to one day.
Is this where you store all of your clothes?
Those 4 things, those 2 drawers. Hers is slightly bigger than mine. That kind of got ripped off on that one.
So you have one comfy chair, right? Do you guys fight over it?
No. Caroline gets it for some reason. I don't know how that works.
Well, that's where my office is. I have my little stack over there, and his office.
Right. You asked earlier. So this desk actually folds down as well. I can put that in, drop it down, and get it out of the way if we want. And then store the computer. Just goes right in here. So the bathroom, the door is an old door we found at my brother's garage. We took it down and refinished, but all of this was kind of custom made. I found a few red ones, and then I thought, I have no plan. So I said, what's the cheapest, easiest way to do it? And I got about 27 different white tiles in there of all kinds, and I just made a mosaic and built it as I went. The countertop was all scrap wood that people were throwing out, pallets and such, and I tore it up and glued it together and then waterproofed it. This used to be a mantle from a neighbor across the street. They were throwing it out over a fireplace mantle. This is another part of it that I turned into our backsplash. Everything in here was custom made just because I had a certain space. I had to get it full and enough room for us to maneuver.
We have parties over, anywhere from 10 to 25 people or whatever. They don't notice that there's no bed. It's like they're on their way out and think, where do those guys sleep anyway?
We just put this clip on so we can keep the pillows in place as we're folding it up. Good to go.
Look how cute this is.
Aw.
Oh, yeah, isn't that nice, right?
Yeah. So we both have lights that come up. Go in, we're good. There's a lot of things we didn't think about ahead of time. For instance, this originally was going to be a couch kind of, seat here. Cushions all planned out and designed, but it's Caroline's bookshelf now. So I don't know if it'll ever get converted. We might someday put cabinets up here if we decide we need them. But we just hadn't gone through all the plans of that. This roof only has about 4 inches of soil in it. This will become completely solid with all kinds of sedums, and there's a few flowers planted in here. It absorbs a lot of our runoff. We have no gutters, so the rainwater comes in, drops through here, and actually filters all the way through this before going off the house. And all that comes into our property and actually waters our trees. This garage, technically it is a garage. You can get the car down from the driveway in here and it's a parking space because by regulation we have to have a parking space. But we told the inspector and everybody knows we will never use it as a parking space because it has ping pong tables.
Our friend who did the painting, he owns Apex Painting, and he did all the paint job in exchange for free ping pong.
So you definitely do some ping pong tournaments here.
Occasionally, yeah, we tend to have potluck dinner and ping pong tournaments, so. If I were going to give any advice to somebody building a house, start doing it. This is something anybody can do. It might take you longer, it might mean you have to adjust a little bit and get some friends to help in certain aspects, but start it. There was no manual that said you have to do it this way, or you have to do it the way a contractor wants you to do it. Be creative.
This video was sponsored by Audible. Downsizing can be a monumental task, and one of the most difficult things for a lot of people to get rid of is their book collection. I know it was difficult for me, but I found other ways to enjoy books. Recently, I listened to Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I actually felt like I was transported to the marsh, and I was really engaged with the characters. I like to listen to audiobooks on Audible when I'm on the go, so I'm listening to it when I'm commuting in my car, when I'm flying overseas. I'll listen to an audiobook when I'm going for a run.
She saw her mother in a long brown skirt, kick pleats nipping at her ankles, as she walked down the sandy lane.
Go to audible.com/THGJ or text THGJ to 500-500 to get a 30-day free trial, 1 free audiobook of your choice, and 2 Audible originals from an ever-changing list. Thank you as always for tuning into my channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get alerts about my next video. And I will see you guys soon with another tiny house or travel video.